Hello and welcome to Vintage Silicon Valley Stories. This is going to be our second video, and this is the reveal of me, Donnie, what I look like. And welcome. Thanks for coming back. So what I want to show you today, then the topic of the video, is this big fridge-sized machine here, the HP 2000 data system. This looks like one unit, but it's actually four. When you went to HP and ordered the machine that you wanted, you had to select which type of units that you had in each four of these squares. So there is actually a custom, basically, order to these. And the purpose of them was used for test and measurement. Basically, any kind of, say a bank needs to do payroll, or maybe a company needs to test out some new chips that they're designing. But these were not cheap when they came out. In 1969 was when they were released. They cost $90,000, and in today's money, that's a little over $500,000, to give you an idea. And honestly, there aren't too many of these left. There's one in Australia at an HP museum, and there's another HP museum here in the United States, and then we have this one. And some of the cool things about this, especially because you can customize it to whatever you need, is this unit right here is the magnetic tape system. It's the memory. So say it's like a hard drive, and the way that all the information will be stored is on magnetic tape, similar to cassette tapes. And this unit right here, about the size of a microwave or an air conditioning unit, is the computer. This is the brain. And then under here we have, it's quite large. It's called the disk drive, just like a regular CD disk drive, but the disks are about this big, and they're also stored on magnetic tape. And then this other one right here is the micro programmable systems computer. It's basically a small programmable computer. No, not small, but yes. And then on the bottom we have a tape reader. And these two would work in unison for, say, you wanted to load information onto this or take it off. But I'm not much of a tech guy, so this is just kind of like being a little bit of an overview. And to give you an idea of what was going on in 1969 when this machine was developed, people still didn't think having a computer in your home was a thing. I mean, I guess you can imagine, because this thing's about the size of a fridge. But I think almost about 20 years later, we had the first personal computer that were showing up in people's homes and offices, and that was by Apple and Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. And this was part of that journey. This got us to our phones in our pockets, the microcomputers, and HP in Silicon Valley was definitely a part of that. So another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a video of kind of get you a little bit closer, to get you a little bit know a little bit about what's on here. And I would really like if anybody has information that they know about this, or are interested in finding out more, like getting inside and opening it up and seeing what's in there. Please leave a comment and subscribe and like the video. Yeah. And what you have here is the tape unit, which is where all the information is stored, like I was talking about earlier. Just to give you kind of a closer view of what's going on here. Unfortunately, the front of the plastic got a little old and kind of falls apart, just like everything old plastic does. And this is one of the really cool parts. It's the tape reader. So you actually just spool the tape right through there, and it sits in that little bucket. And underneath is the power supply and the fans, because this thing runs real hot. And that's basically, if you wanted to switch those out, you just pull it off, just like a reel-to-reel. It's the same kind of idea. And like I was saying earlier, this big, giant thing, that's actually the computer with all those cool little buttons on the front. And you notice there's a lock on there, probably because when you buy something that's about $500,000 in 1969, you don't want anybody to be opening it up. And like I said, in further videos, we're going to be actually opening these up and seeing what's going on the inside, and seeing if we can glean any more information off of these tapes. And like I was saying, this is a very, very large and heavy machine. It's on casters, and it comes apart in two, but it's actually screwed together in the middle. And it would be interesting to see if we can find out what this was actually used for. and testing and measuring, and maybe if there's any software on there. But yeah, that's for the next video. And like I said, I really appreciate everybody who is new to the channel, and any comments or questions or anything that you think that we could be doing better would really help us out, especially since this is kind of our first few videos. And yeah, so this is Donnie from Vintage Silicon Valley Stories, and I look forward to our next video, and thank you. Bye-bye.